Yeah. Oh, Do Kwon is actually joining, and Ledger's not here to accept him. Someone outside wants to join.
Oh, we finally get the rock duck one, right?
Yeah.
Ledger, where are you? Man, Jim, what are you going to chat to Do about?
Mate, it's a good job I'm not drunk this time. I'm not his biggest fan.
He said, asking to join. It's a Ledger at the toilet.
I can't wait for him to wax lyrical about systemic risk.
Oh man, this is such a bad idea.
Oh, he's here. What could go wrong?
This is such a bad idea.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
Oh my god, it's Do Kwon. He's actually
Hey.
here. I did not expect Do to join. Do, what's your take on the FTX
Hold
drama?
on. We gotta at least get.
We
gotta get the video.
Fix the screen. All right, fix the screen.
Oh, my video is on. Do you guys want to see
Yeah,
it?
no.
you're
Ledger
good.
needs to just arrange it properly.
I have to
Oh, okay.
pull you on here. The stream doesn't believe it yet, but they will.
Oh, fucking hell.
Kobe, this is a good. It's a good life.
It's so early in the morning.
Wow, that's
I need to
bad.
go
I'll
to
try to
bed.
redo that.
What are you drinking?
What does it looks like? I can see what it looks like. It looks like piss. It's whiskey.
Looks good.
All right. Well, welcome, Do Kwon.
Is it fixed? Are we good?
Yeah,
Everyone can.
it's good enough. I'm fixing it more.
All right. So, Do, I hear you like on the run or traveling around countries illegally, or are you just chilling? Is it all false?
Yeah, I don't think I'm on the run, but
I don't think I.
The background's a bit suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
yeah, it's like default. I don't want to
Halloween.
get rid of this.
Are you on a boat? Are you on a boat with Sam right now?
Yeah, I'm on a phone.
So
Yeah, I
what's
can
your
see
take?
that.
What's your take on the FTX stuff? Would you have expected this?
So, I mean, I haven't following it too quickly, but from like a cursory, scan of the Twitter timeline, I think the unfortunate situation is I don't understand how a hole was created when just hours ago they said, they don't invest user funds. But having said that, I think one of the things that people need to appreciate is probably, I'm assuming, that running an operation, of FTX's scale and doing like venture investments and trading through Alameda and stuff like that is hard. So shit happens all the time, and doing effective crisis management is not easy. But just from like the hate that's spreading across the Twitter timeline, it doesn't really seem like average users understand the complexity and the stress of doing something like that.
Yeah, but does it excuse being like completely ridiculous with?
No. I mean,
It's
not to suggest that. Yeah, not to suggest that doing things with user funds. I'm not speaking about it from that angle. I'm just
it's hard. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's a multi-dimensional type of thing.
Man, what a weird fucking year, dude. I mean,
Agreed.
They get less and less predictable. What's going to happen next? Jim, what's your prediction for the next blow up?
The next blow up? Well,
Yeah,
I'm 2 for
we gotta have
2.
one more before Christmas.
Yeah, I'm 2 for 2. Who's going to be next?
Well, you got Alameda and 3AC?
Yeah, no. I got Do Kwon and Luna. And
$60 billion. It was $60
FTX.
billion. Not even today.
who's next? Who's next? I don't know. I'll ponder. I'll let you know.
What's the price of FTT?
15.
12, 11.
Oh,
So, dude, do you have any?
it's
catching up to Luna.
Is it really down to 11? Dude, do you have any crisis management tips for Sam?
Well, I don't think I did it particularly well, so I don't think I'm the best person to ask for advice. But I do think situation was a little bit different. So like if you read the media coverage, you would assume that like Terra was like a hedge fund that blew up $60 billion, but it wasn't like that. Most of it was beyond our control.
The protocol worked as expected.
Yeah, I mean, we never like offered to take user deposits or anything like that, and like the network was so large, so it's not like you can suddenly like look to the blockchain and say, hey, look, we're gonna pause withdrawals or something, right? So I don't know, like I spent some time looking back, but
that
I don't
like
really
had y'all
think
made that governance vote and actually stopped the like death spiral to zero, it probably would have saved some money in hindsight. If you could have taken that sort of control, wouldn't it have made a difference?
Yeah, but like a governance proposal takes 7 days, and all of this happened over 3 days, right? So there's unique inefficiencies of a layer 1 that just doesn't exist in centralized platforms. But it seems like Sam's gonna be fine. Like if
what?
Yeah.
On what
Well,
basis?
I mean, like, if it's just like a acquisition, right? So I'm assuming that the sale price is at a reasonable discount to whatever the private funding round was. But like if CG steps in and makes users whole and things like that, there's no reason why like he would be in any meaningful distress. He'll probably move on to something else.
What do you reckon he'll do next? Would you invest in an SBF startup?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I'm not really much of an investor, but I think it's too early to tell. Like usually with these things, it takes a while to pan out and for people to get to the truth. So, but I think for things as they are,
Oh, someone's audio is gone, or maybe my headphones have gone.
No, I think everybody just got quiet at the same time.
Oh.
We need a moment of silence.
Oh man, this is the stupidest day of my life.
So
Cheers.
Seriously, what do you? This is an FTX day, but Doe, you're on the show. Like, what?
I got to turn on the aircon. It's so hot in here. Back in a sec.
Yeah. What's going on? Like, what do you do after the fact? Are you back to building? Are you trying to figure out like what you can do for the community? Or are you trying to what are you trying to figure out now?
Yeah, I mean, so I would say prior to May, for like a year or so before that, I had my entire calendar filled up in, let's say, even like 15-minute increments. And then like most of my time was spent from early morning to late at night on, just what I like to call politicking. So just, calls without specific agenda, right? So it would be like some other company that's working in crypto, or it would be it's a complete waste of time. And like getting back to email, like some mornings I would respond to an email from like 7 a.m. to 10, and then by the time I got to the end of the inbox, more would fill up. So I feel like I wasn't very productive, but now I don't really have that many calls. So in a really strange way, it's sort of given me a lot of time and headspace to think about interesting things to do. And I hadn't coded in some time, but just picking up on projects that I think are interesting, and it's fun.
How's your family taking it?
Not well, Evgeny. No. Well, I mean, I think they've been incredibly supportive, and throughout this situation, I think what's been really helpful is like the support of people that we've worked with for years. I think just so the bad publicity has just made it really hard for them to, publicly speak out in favor or in defense of what happened with UST. But I like to think that for people that we've worked with for a long time, we've had an opportunity to display our character and our good intentions. So that's sort of been really helpful to keep going during times of crisis.
What?
Yo, I just wanna point out that Kobe flatline just right there.
Yeah, he's done. He's done over there. Kobe's been rugged. Okay, let's go back. At what point were you like looking at the peg and saying, people have brought up, some of these potential issues with the algo adjustments and the potential spiral risks. And you go back 7-10 days before, when there was a chance to kind of reconvene, figure things out, or even there was a whole plug that was it by Jump? I can't remember. With some warning. What do you do, and how do you manage it differently?
So I think there's multiple different things, right? So, but I think the issue is we grew, like USD grew a lot on the back of a massive bull market, right? So I think at one point USD got close to $20 billion, and I think during that time it was like a lot of leverage and bubbles built into getting to that $20 billion. So that saying, like what goes up quickly goes down quickly, or maybe it's like what comes around goes around, or something like that.
The Eiffel, it's the Eiffel Tower chart.
Right.
Come down,
Well,
I think
so yeah, so I think if there should have been like plans to build in exogenous collateral more quickly, and then at a better timing, right? So it was kind of like the worst timing where by the time where LFG was formed and we were trying to build in external collateral to diversify the backing behind UST, that's when the crypto markets were peaking. So you sort of had an effect whereby, like, as the collateral value was collapsing, like people were getting out of UST because they were afraid and things like that. Yeah, so from a mechanism standpoint, there's multiple things that come to mind.
Do you reckon that your bravado and persona contributed to the situation as a multiplier, or if you could change that, sort of going back in time, do you think you would, or are you cool with how you handled yourself?
So I think, I mean, so like a case in point, a lot of people think that Terra was started in 2021 or 2022 or so. And that's, I guess that's because that's around the time when Terra started getting noticed by the wider crypto community. But we actually started working on the project in 2017. So it's been around for a really long time. And I don't think that like what happens to UST would have been any different. Like if like the way I looked at myself on Twitter was different, right? And actually, like how I am in real life and how I'm on Twitter is pretty different. But I do think that it added fuel to the fire when it came to the anger and the aftermath, and that is, you know, pretty evident. You know, like as like a one-liner in self-defense, I just sort of started to shitpost when it became popular during DeFi summer-ish, like in 2020 or so. And then, you know, generally over time, like you shitpost when you don't think you're that important. And then as you get more important, you sort of grow out of it, right? But for me, like I started to shitpost and I was just getting used to it when Terra just, you know, rocketed to like $120 and one of the largest layer ones and things like that. So just as when I was thinking that I need to grow out of it, that's when the defect hit. So, you know, these things are kind of tough, right? Because at the same time, like there is value in being entertaining and funny. So you sort of think that, you know, it's okay and acceptable to do it. But then again, at the same time, you know, like how you compose yourself is received differently by different people.
Wintermute, what do you think about it?
About what? How Dole was behaving.
Yeah, what about that? Sure.
No, I mean, look, in the list of whatever villains for this year, Dole is moving like further down and down. Like it's not that bad anymore, I guess, compared to like Alameda and Sweros, and yeah,
What
it's
do you
like
think?
okay, he was a bit cocky, but
A bit.
whatever.
Jim, what are your thoughts?
I always thought Doe was very dissociative, like almost gamifying the thing that he's building without any sort of potential ramifications for the impact it could have caused to people. You know, almost sociopathic, I would say, to be blunt, because I'm not a huge fan, to be fair, so I don't mind being blunt. And as far as dynamics of the whole thing, like I don't think you can model something that has consistent sort of influx of demand. Like that's why we have recessions, because you know you can't, it's unsustainable model to have need constant demand in order to keep something afloat, you know. So it's kind of a foolish endeavor in the first place, in my opinion. You know, like say you've got 100 people. It's like, you know, the market is that on a grand scale. Like once you get up to like 90 people have bought in and there's only 10 left, then that obviously flips to where there's more supply side than demand. And, you know, it's like an inevitability that's going to bust because you're going to run out of people that are going to sustain the demand, you know.
FTT just hit $9, down from, what was it, earlier today?
It'd be amazing if it went to zero with Doe on the stream, to be honest. It'd be an iconic moment.
Surely, I'm not totally sure what the logic behind the dump is, unless people don't believe the Binance deal will go through, which is probably true. And
I mean, even if it goes through, like what's going to happen?
What's the point of it? What's
Yeah.
the point of it? Yeah. Did you know they renamed what Binance BNB meant to build and build instead of like Binance something, whatever it was before? BNB stands for build and build now. Build and build chain.
Biddle and biddle.
Biddle and biddle.
Sounds like a.
I didn't know it meant something in the first place.
Yeah. Does anyone ever think like, why did I choose this industry to spend my time in?
I love it.
I mean, not at all. Like it's like compared to TradFi, it's just fun.
Yeah, I know, but the only options in
much.
life are not crypto or TradFi, are they? You can do like anything.
Yeah, I'm like,
this is the best job in the world.
I would totally do gaming if this whole thing goes to zero. Yeah.
At least you said if and not when.
it's an embrace of total chaos, which I can only take in doses. And we've had like
I love it.
2 years straight of the chaos going both directions. It wears on you.
Glad I closed my FTT short.
Well, you're
17.
this is Jim euphoric right now. Oh, you closed it at 17.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
So, has anyone got any more good gossip? I've got too many DMs, so I'm not really reading them. Ledger, have you given any more good gossip? Also, Martin Shkreli said he will join the stream.
Sure,
if we want him to
he
join.
meets the qualifications. Bring him on.
What is happening? What am I even doing here?
Man, what are any of us doing here? We just came on because we.
So,
FTX? You know what?
Somebody sent me a tip that FTX was looking to acquire West Ham Football Club, which is really weird.
West Ham.
People in the chat keep spamming West Ham, but I don't understand the inside joke, so I didn't refer to it. What is the joke? Can someone tell me what the fuck the West Ham joke is?
Is this gonna be like a D's nuts joke?
Do you know what it is? Is this a Wintermute joke?
Definitely not. No, I think it's must be British, right? Sounds like a British club.
Yeah, football. They'll be lucky to get MK Dons at the minute, I think.
Who fucking knows? Apparently FTX was seeking to raise $6 billion by midday.
6 billion.
6 billion.
$6 billion by midday.
What a fucking shit show.
So
How is
surely the whole can't have been 6 billion. Isn't that like how? I guess we don't know how much user deposits are still left. All right, I sent Shkreli the link. We're gonna have so many people on this. So many people on this call. I've got to go to bed soon. It's like 7 a.m. 6 billion is apparently half of Alameda's value. Alameda was 13
previous
billion.
their value is 0. Apparently,
We still don't really know.
their liquid value clearly was close to 0.
What if they've got loads of money but they just refuse to pay it back? Caroline said, "Sorry, bitch. This is my money now. This is your problem. Sell to CZ. I'm keeping it." What are you going to do? Go to the police? You illegally loaned us some money.
When did you know it was over? Before or after the Steady Lads comment?
So,
Oh God, we're on Luna again.
so like when you're in the war room and all of this is happening, like you're like you haven't slept in a while and like you feel almost holy shit, is that Martin Shkreli?
Wow.
Oh wow.
I mean, why not?
Okay. Yeah, why not, right?
Bro, Martin, you look good, dude.
Yeah.
He's not talking.
Oh, he's muted.
Oh, I think he's
Oh,
mute.
Maybe on his side.
All right, so before or after
one step
Steady
closer
Lads?
to getting Snowden.
Yeah. So, yeah, like when you're in the war room, like you're in constant battle mode, and like you feel incredibly bullish and things like that. And speaking of like the $6 billion raise by FTX, like at one point we were also putting together like an overnight raise for like $2 billion as well. And I feel like we got pretty close before. I think like the news leaked and Luna somehow tanked by 50%. Like really, really quickly, and then the race just wasn't viable anymore. I think the moments when I like sort of went into shock mode and thought it was over was when like Luna had fallen so low, and so people were swapping UST to Luna so quickly that I mean like the integer data type that's built into the Cosmos SDK was not enough to encompass very soon like how how many Luna that exists would be. So that's around the time. And then the validators were just saying, hey, look, we got to shut the chain down because the chain is not going to work when we get into your overflow. So I think that was around the time when, yeah, far after the steady vibes comment.
So, Martin,
Hey,
welcome.
What's your take on the FTX blow up? Did you know it was happening? Are you shocked?
I'm not shocked, I guess, but I think that the hole is a lot bigger than people think, and I think that there's a good chance Binance walks away, and I think that'd be terrible, obviously. But I hope I mean, it was really reckless for FTX to like lead deals in Aptos and Sui and like, you know, banks. there's a reason banks don't do that, right? Like Goldman Sachs, and you know, it doesn't sit there and say, let's take all our, you know, rehypothecated money and put it into liquid stuff. The last time that happened, it was Lehman Brothers. They once called me asking if I wanted to buy Brazilian real estate. And I'm sitting there like wondering, why is Dick Fold personally trying to sell me Brazilian real estate? You know, when stuff like that starts happening, you know, it's disaster. So it's really funny that you can go from being the bailout giver to the bailout, you know, recipient in like a matter of a few months. So it's such a crazy thing. I mean, there's no words for it really. I mean, it's so wild, but it's good to be here. And hey, Doe, I just wanted to let you know, jail's not that bad. It sucks, but it's not the worst thing ever, you know. So don't fret if that. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, it's not that bad.
Good to know.
I mean, you haven't been